This does not look good. Today we're tackling cactus rot, and we're gonna show you just what to do if your cactus is looking like this, brown or squishy or even has a bad smell, and we're gonna teach you how to save it.
Now the key is to act as soon as you see signs of rot, which we didn't do. We waited way too long for this, but you can see this dark area right here and this shriveling at the bottom are signs of bad rot. So we have to make sure to clean this up.
So first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna take a nice, clean, sharp knife. We've used this one before, it works really well. And we're gonna clean it with just a 99.9% isopropyl alcohol spray, and this will help to prevent any spread of funguses or bacteria. Okay, so let's get to it. We're gonna go ahead and tip this guy over, and then we're gonna cut off the top and the bottom portions that have rot. So I think the way to do it,
This is gonna be fun.
this is gonna be fun. You can either use a cloth or a glove. There we go,
Right.
yep. Perfect. Okay, great. All right, we're gonna do it. So I've got my sterilized knife, and I'm not gonna cut, I'm not gonna cut up here. You can see this is all rotting, brown and dying, and then it's extra dead here. I'm gonna start into a nice green, healthy part. The big thing is don't be afraid to take off a good portion. It's more important that you get all the rot out than leaving a little bit green with a little bit of rot. You don't wanna do that. And so there's kind of this fleshy outside, then this hardcore in the middle, but that went right through. And I'm gonna use my towel to move this out of the way. And then, should we show it before I cut it again? I don't know if you can show it in there. Oh yeah, perfect. Oh good, you got it on the big screen. I love it. Okay, great. So you can see by looking at it, we've got kind of the inner core here, no green dead or brown dead or dying, and then we've got the fleshy outside, also no brown dead or dying. Okay, so we've got the top part that had rot on it off, and now we're gonna go ahead and remove the bottom part that has rot on it. And so, let's see, if you can kind of some of the dirt flew out, but you can kind of see before the rot went up to, should we pull the whole thing out since you can't see anymore? What do you think?
I think just cut it up.
Just cut it?
I would cut
Okay.
right there.
Okay. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna cut, the rot is kind of down in here. I'm gonna give a nice fresh cut right here. And if for whatever reason it's not enough, we'll just cut more off. Ooh, this is woody down here.
Your arm's blocking the cut.
Oh, sorry. Here, why don't you do this one? I can't get it. All right, just start again. Look how woody it is. Go a little higher maybe, and then
Now I'm gonna cut the bottom right here. And it is
hold it for
definitely
you.
pretty woody. Wow. I might need to use a saw, which I don't want to use, but I don't know how else to get through this.
it's crazy. The top cut's so nice.
This is a pretty nice. All right, this is a problem. So wow, it was really woody. So I actually switched to a new knife with a little bit of a serrated blade. I don't love using that because you want a smooth, clean cut, but there wasn't much of a choice. So I'm gonna get in there. I sterilized this guy, and I'm just gonna try to, wow. It is.
Dude, you can kind of smell it too. I just got a whiff of it. Some of that dead and dying. Oh, you're almost there.
Oh my gosh, this will not cut. So, all right. Can't really hold it.
Sorry. You getting it? You're getting it for sure. Yes!
So not the most beautiful cut there.
Oh, wow. Let's take
But
a look.
at that.
Yeah.
So even there, you can still see some remnants of rot.
Yeah.
Which I don't love.
Wow.
You can see this guy.
Let's see
Interesting,
the stem.
actually. This was what we had.
Yep.
Not beautiful.
No, you can really see where it was brown.
Not a lot of roots. So that's what root rot at the end looks like, unfortunately.
Does it smell? Smell the roots.
It doesn't smell bad.
Doesn't smell that bad?
So I think we'd reduced a lot of the moisture, so it's not too wet anymore.
Right.
But I mean, you can see this soil wasn't really the appropriate choice for a cactus in the first place. It's really like holding on to a lot of water. It looks like a ton of peat.
Yeah. So we're gonna repot in a better soil.
Mm-hmm. Cool. So this is the piece. Whoa! Don't want to get pricked. This is the one we're using, and those two.
Compost. Go ahead. I'm gonna drop some of this sulfur into just a saucer tray.
Smells like sulfur.
Yeah, and it smells like sulfur. And what this does is sulfur aids in the drying out and callousing over of the part of the cactus that now is exposed to air. It's got some antibacterial as well as antifungal properties, which will help so that the cactus doesn't start getting sick again on the top. So that'll be really good. Now, if you don't have sulfur, you can use something like pure cinnamon. It'll have a similar drying out effect, as well as some of those disease-resistant properties. But if you also aren't having your cactus in a humid area, something with humidity of less than 50%, and you're not regrowing it in direct sunlight, you can also just leave it as is. It should dry out and callus over okay on its own. The sulfur or the cinnamon is just kind of like a little extra insurance policy. Okay, great. So we got that part done. Now, for the new bottom of the cactus, we're gonna go ahead and aid in the rooting by using a rooting gel. You can also use a rooting powder, and this will do two things. Not only will it help with kind of protecting the cactus with some of those antifungal, antibacterial properties, but it also has plant hormones in it which promote rooting. So that's really important. In addition, because we're using a rooting gel, we can go ahead and repot this cactus today. If we weren't using a rooting gel, we'd want to let the new bottom dry out, but we don't need to do that because we're going to do this and get it going right out of the gate. All right, I'm going to start applying. Oh, so satisfying. Oh, am I blocking?
Yeah.
Thank you for telling me. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and push this on, get some more. All right. And this hormone is going to tell the plant to start producing roots where it's been applied. And the roots will actually come out from the center here, that core of the cactus. So let me just maybe push it right on and then kind of paint it on with my pipette here. All right.
All right.
Nice. Okay.
So now we got a nice sulfur coating on the top to keep it healthy, and a nice rooting gel painting on the bottom so it'll root up.
Love it. All right, let's get this repotted. All right, and now it's time to repot. You want to use a pot that has good drainage. This is really simple one, has big holes. And you want to use a soil that has really good drainage and that is meant for cactus and succulent. We're going to use this Coast of Maine succulent and cactus mix. So I'm just going to open this up here, close my knife for safety, and go ahead and get a good amount into the pot here to start, and then we'll go ahead and add the cactus.
So the soil is pretty dense, but it's got tons of sand in it, which allows it to drain really well, which is nice.
That's a really good point. The other thing that's interesting with cactus is you can pot up the stump a little bit, whereas, you know, with another plant, you wouldn't want to pot the crown of it, but it's okay to get kind of the, portion of that stump kind of in the soil there.
Should I put this in?
I think we're ready. Right?
All right,
You
let's
think
do it.
try it? I'll do a little bit more and then I'll fill in around, Matt.
Okay.
All right, here she goes. Be well, create roots. Now, this soil is already a little bit damp. I am not gonna water.
Surprisingly damp.
Yeah, it's surprisingly damp. It's been sitting inside for over a month, so I'm surprised. But I'm not gonna water. If anything, it's okay if the cactus dries out a little bit. That rooting hormone's gonna get working, and so we're just gonna let this baby sit and hopefully start putting some roots on for us. And there you have it. With with these tips and a little bit of luck, we should have a brand new cactus and some pups starting to grow around the top.
Join us and we'll give you an update down the line.
Sounds great. Bye, guys.